Okay, I haven't received any homework questions, so I'm taking everybody's good with the material. So
I have questions. I just didn't want to.
Okay, send them to me.
I forgot that you could email you questions.
Okay. Send them to me. That's what communication is. You communicate, you get results. You sit there like a tit on a bull, nothing happens. And from the looks of your homework, some of y'all are sitting. I don't know what y'all are doing, but some of y'all aren't doing jack. No comments, huh? Thought y'all knew
Are
this
we going
stuff.
over new units today, or are we going over the test? What's going on?
We're probably going over the test because I hadn't received any homework
All right,
questions.
that would be great. But before the test, could you review 7.1 and 7.2 just a little bit before we go into?
Did you have certain questions you couldn't do on the homework?
I had gotten to 7.1 last night.
Okay, well, why didn't you send me? I'm just asking because I'll be glad to go over whatever you want me to go, but why didn't you send me any questions?
Because it was like 12 o'clock midnight. And I went to bed.
Okay, the questions don't come to me at midnight. They come to my folder, and the next time we go to class, I pull them out of the folder. I showed y'all that, okay? Y'all supposed to send me questions, and I go over them.
Okay.
Send me the questions, and I'll be glad to go over them.
All right.
Miss Simpson, did you send me the questions? I'll look and see if you did. I don't see any yet. I'll go over some questions that my other classes are sending me. This is the only class that doesn't send me questions.
I'm working on it.
Okay. And this is the class that's got the worst GPA also. So out of my 3 classes, this is the worst one. That communication is really working for y'all. Not communicating is really hurting your grade. All right, here's some questions that we can use from the other classes. Let me go ahead and pull them up. I think we got some 7.2 questions in here. Here we go. 7.2, there they are. You'll see that's what y'all should be sending me. All right, here we go. 7.2, number 7. And those of you that haven't even started chapter 7 homework, you might want to write these down, and you might want to write some questions instead of talking to each other and paying attention to me. Because about 3/4 of you haven't even done the homework yet. So 7.2, 7/3. And this is, let me tell you if it's a test question or not. Yeah, it is a test question. So each one of you get your sheets out with the normal curve. And it says, I'll do these in different colors. Let me do yellow, blue, green, and orange. First one says, to the right of Z equals 0.73. To the right of Z equals 0.6. To the right of Z equals negative 0.1.11. And the last one, Z is equal to 1.32. And here is our handy dandy curve that, like I said, probably maybe 4 of you have copied now. 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. And by the empirical rule, 0.73 is right about here. And they want to the right. So I'm going to do the empirical rule in a dotted orange. So by the empirical rule, talking about 13.5, 2.5, and this is probably a quarter of, let's see, 34, that's 8, maybe 8. So 8% and 16% is about 24%. So by the empirical rule, it's 2400. So now we're going to take, and since I'm going to assume that everybody has a older calculator, we're going to take, well, this is the z-score of 0.73. We don't have to convert it. And that is positive infinity, which is 9999. So we take our handy dandy calculator and we go second vars, normal CDF, and we go from, well, let me get rid of the graph. Second quit. There we go. Second vars, normal CDF, and 0.73 to 9999, and 0 and 1, and paste. And 0.2327. So by the calculator, we got 0.2327. And that is the area to the right of 0.73. Now we're going to do 0.06. 0.06 is right here. And I would say by the empirical rule, we're probably talking about a little bit less than 50%. So I'm just going to say 0.4999 by the empirical rule. Because it's right on the edge right here. So take our handy dandy calculator and hit second entry. And that's going to be 0.06. And enter. 0.4761. Calculator is 0.4761. .4761. The blue, negative 1.11. Negative 1.5 is right there, so negative 1.11 would be right there. Well, by the empirical rule, this is 50, and this is 84. So I'd say this is around 85. Let's see. This is negative 0.111. So that's not even a tenth. Well, it's a little bit over a tenth. A tenth of 13 would be like 1.3. So I'd say 85. So by the empirical rule, I'm going to say it's around 0.8500. But we're going to go from negative 1.11 to 9999. Second entry. And I'm going to type in negative 1 point second insert 11 and enter. 0.8665. So by the calculator, 0.8665. And Z is equal to 1.32. So 1.32 is right in here. .32 looks like a third. That's going to be 4. It's going to be 8. 8 and 2.5, 10.5, which is 0.1025. That's my guess. But as we get closer to the tail, it's harder to estimate. So I may be a little bit off with that 0.1025. So take my handy dandy calculator. And second entry. Let's see, that's positive 1.32. 1.320 and enter. 0.0934. Calculator equals 0.0934. And that's 4 good test questions. Of course, if you didn't copy this, you'd have to draw 4 different pictures. Question. Is that the type of question you were asking, Ms. Callahan? Ms. Simpson? Unmute your mic, Ms. Simpson. They'll see you talking, but
I'm trying. It wouldn't let me mute, but I just sent 2 questions.
You have sent a question?
I sent 2.
Okay, let's look and see. Okay, let me pull up the date because it's probably, okay, it's not there. Let me see if it's in my inbox. Nope. I'm looking. There they are. They went to the 155. I don't know why. Let me move them over. Thank you, Miss Simpson. Okay, now let's go to the 120. There they are. 6.2, number 17/8. 6.2, number 17/8. And the question says, compute the probabilities. This is NPX. I went over this with y'all. Remember NPX? NPX. That's when you type it in. Binomial PDF. Binomial PDF is precise. That's equal. And then binomial CDF is cumulative, which means you can use the inequalities. Okay, this one is equal right there. So binomial PDF. So pull up your handy dandy calculator. And I put a lot of these on the test because they're simple. So second, since I took your bonus questions off, second vars binomial PDF. And number of trials is always your biggest number. So that's going to be, let me get the numbers again, 10. And 0.8. And 9. And your probability is 0.26844. Usually they want 4 digits for your probability. So that would be 0.2684. That's it. I put about 3 or 4 of these on the test. People miss them. Even though I try to be nice. 0.2684. Next question. This is 7.225. 7.225/15. Okay, this one has a mean of, let me get my drawing right here. This one has a mean of 45 and a standard deviation of 9. So that's going to be 54, 63, 72. Y'all check my math, please. I suck at subtraction. So it'd be 30, what? 9. So that'd be 36, 27, and 18 maybe. Y'all help me out there. Oh yeah, I forgot. Y'all don't talk. So, oh, y'all talk to yourself. You just don't talk in my class. How's that working for you so far? Okay. Well, a lot of you haven't got any homework done, so I don't think it's working too good. All right. So it says I need to find the area less than 41. So 41 is right in here. 6 to 45 is 9. Half of 9 is 5. So 36 plus 5 is 41 right there. I want to know the area under 41. So 41 minus 45 divided by, what is it, 9? And that's going to be 41 minus 45 is negative what? Negative 6 or negative 5? 4. Negative 4 over 9. That's close to what? That's close to a half, but I'll do it on the calculator. 4 divided by 9 0.44. So that z-score is equal to 0.44. So we're going from negative infinity, which is negative 9999, to negative 0.44 to get this area right here. So that's going to be second bars, normal CDF, negative 9999, negative 0.44. And I think it's going to be, let's see, it's going to be 50% minus 17, which is 33. It's going to be around 33%, 34% maybe. 0.329, 33%. 0.3300. So 33% is going to make below a 41. 33% of whatever the population will make below or equal to 41. Does that help, Ms. Simpson? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, that helps.
Thank you. Who's got another question? Anybody got another question? Okay, we'll keep going with the questions that the rest of the class has sent. Let's see, 7.2. I think we did that one. We just did that one. 7.2, 23/14. It's going to be one of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my curve out. 7.2, 23, 7.2, 23/14. Same type question, except it's a little bit different. So I'm going to let y'all draw it. I want y'all to sketch it out. Miss Latham, you got to give me more. You got to give me more than that on the forehead. I can't. Okay, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate seeing some eyeballs. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to turn mine on. I'm sorry. I suck. So what goes in the middle? 50, Hubert. That's going to be 57, 64, 71. 50 minus 7 is 43. 43 minus 7, I have no idea. 43 minus 7 is 36. I have no idea. Is it 36? 36 minus 9 is what? 25? Y'all check my math. Please check those last two numbers because I suck at subtraction. All right, what is it?
27.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so they want to know 39% or number over 39. I'm going to take my handy dandy orange marker. 39, let's see, 36, half of 7 is 3. 39 would be right in the middle almost.
Wait, are you still going by 7 or 9?
7, why?
Yeah, you kind
You
of
went by 9 on the
said,
last one.
You kind of said 36 minus 9
Okay, 36 minus 7.
would be 29.
29.
It would be 37. 'Cause-
I suck.
Wait, no.
There we
Yeah,
go.
you're good. Just do 29.
So 29 was right. I just said the wrong thing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait, it's not big.
Appreciate the communication. Don't let anybody get mad at you now.
Hey, Mr. McClure,
Yes.
Mackenzie told you to check the chat. I actually have to leave early today. All it says is I got a dentist appointment.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
if you
got
saw
you
that.
down.
or
I
not.
got it over
Okay.
there.
Okay. I appreciate
Good.
it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll make sure that you get expelled. All right.
Sounds good.
That will be-
Yeah.
That will be around, right around here, 30. I think they wanted what? 39, somewhere right in here. And they say they want to know what scores are above, how many of percentage of the scores are above that number, 39. Now, by the empirical rule, we're talking 84, this is 50, 84, and half of 14 is 7. So that's going to be 91. 91%. So by the empirical rule, 91% is above 39. But we're going to calculate it. And this guy right here is positive infinity, which is 9999. So that's going to be from 39. So second bars, normal CDF, from 39 to, I'm sorry, I got to change that into a Z-score because I'm thinking everybody's got older calculators. So that's 39 minus 50 over 7. 39 minus 50 is what? 11? Somebody help me out there. 11? 11 over 7 is going to be 1 and 4 over 7, which is close to 1.5. But I don't know, so I got to do 11 divided by 7. And second quit. 11 divided by 7. 1.57. So I've got to go from 1.57 to infinity. So second.
It's
or-
negative 1.57.
Yep. Negative 1.57 to infinity. And if you have a newer calculator, you can type in 39 and then you would type in 50 and 7 and you get the same answer. 0.9418. 0.9418. So calculator, we got
I got a question.
0.9418. Ma'am?
Is the normal CDF for area or Z-score?
That's for normal, that's for area. Inverse norm is for Z-score.
Okay.
That communication's working out pretty good, isn't it? I know you're not supposed to say anything. Somebody might beat up on you in the class for talking to me. You're not
I
supposed
don't think
to.
anybody's gonna beat up on me, but
Well, I
thank
don't
you
know.
for
You
thinking
got
of
some
me
people in the
being that
class
low.
don't want to communicate with me, so
I know you kind of got to be serious.
then it's going to give them it's already got them a midterm that sucks. I hate to see what it's going to do to your full grade. All right, let's do 7.2, 19/12. 7.2. Well, let's let me go ahead and do it here. 7.2 19/12. Okay, this one I do not agree with. So I'm going to show you how it should be written. Okay. It should be written, says find the value of z sub alpha. Z sub alpha is equal to z at 0.11. So they're giving you a z-score of 0.11. This I don't like this question because it's not the way. If you had a z-score of 0.11, I would give you 0.11. I would just say z is equal to 0.11, but this confuses students. So z is equal to 0.11. And it's given to you in two decimal points. So I do not like this question. So I'm just going to type in 0.11, and it's right here, 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. Now, if nothing is given, as far as to the right or to the left, it's assumed to be left. So I'm going to take this is 0.11, and I'm going to draw and it's going to be area there. It's going to be around 51% by the empirical rule. Empirical rule is going to be around 0.5100 maybe. So type in z is equal to 0.11, and negative infinity is right here. So this is not, I do not put this on my test. This confuses students. So where's my calculator? So second bars, normal CDF, negative infinity, and negative 0.11 or 0.11, and enter. 0.5438, 0.5438, 0.5438. So that's the area they want. 0.5438. Wait a minute. They better not. See, that's another reason I don't like this. Nope. They're wanting the area. See, this is a screwed up question. I never have seen a question written like this. Let me show you the way it's supposed to be written. Find the probability of 0.1100. That's the way it should be written. Or probability of less than x, or area or probability being less than or equal to 0.1100. Area is always written in terms of 4. I have never seen area given like this. In all my years, I've never seen area given like this. So this is not a good question. I disagree with the way it's written. I thought it was asking for a z-score. I mean a area. I mean backwards. So this is the way it should be written. You're going to use inverse norm on this one. And this is the area. See, they don't even give you area in 4 digits. They give you area in 2 digits. Area is not given in 2 digits. So be wary of this question in your homework. Second bars, inverse norm, 0.1100. If they want the left tail, which it should be because they haven't said anything, do the left. If they want the right tail, it says right, do the right. But right now it doesn't say left or right, so I'm going to assume left. With this question, it probably is going to want the center. I don't know. Negative 1.23. Negative 1.23. So type in negative 1.23. That should be the answer. I don't like that question at all. It's simple, but the way they got it written, you think you're looking for a z-score. Well, hell, I don't know.
I sent you a question, guys. I sent you a question through
Okay.
email.
It's 1.23.
Will.
I'll have to come back to that one. You send me a question? Let me see.
So on
Where
the
is-
homework, how are we supposed to do those?
I don't know, because I've never seen them before. Hold on a minute. I'm
What are
going
we
to go
supposed
back
to
to
do
that. I
then?
want to get to the other question. Let me get to the other question. Now, I'm not fussing, but you're supposed to send me these questions before class. That's the way this is supposed to work. But since y'all are new to the communication thing, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a reprieve. Okay, here we go. So this one's 7.25/2. 7.25/2. We'll come back to that other one when we can. 7.25/2. This is 4 test questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do different colors like I did the first one. Z is equal to 1.07. Z is equal to negative 0.17. Z is equal to 0.35. And Z is equal to negative 1.53. Okay, there's the directions say lies to the what? Left. I'm going to put that in red. So that's what you're supposed to be told. Lies to the left of these guys. Lies to the left. So we're going to be using negative 9999 a good bit. So 1.07 is in orange. There's 1.07. Oh, I'm sorry. 1.07 is right there. It's going to be 1.3 right there. 34, 34, 13.5, and 2.5. Well, there's 50 right here. That's 84. 84 plus 1.3 is 853. So by the empirical rule, 0.8530 is what I got.
It's negative 1.07.
Oh, it is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my bad. I'll just go over here and redo it. So Z is equal, that's why it's so good to have these. Z is equal to negative 1.07. So negative 1.07 would be right here. Negative 1.07. By the empirical rule, this is going to be, let's see, that's a point. So that's going to be 1.35, or let's see, 1.35 away from this. I'll just take, that's going to be 12, right at 12 right here. So that's 12, and 2.5 is 14.5. So by the empirical rule, 1450. And by the calculator, negative 9999 to negative 1.07. Let's do that on the calculator. So second, bars, normal CDF, negative 9999 to negative 1.07. And I got 0.1423. So the actual answer is 0.1423. That's by the calculator. Okay, y'all make sure I draw the second one right. Z is equal to negative 0.17. It is negative 0.17, isn't it? Negative 0.17 is like 2/10. So that's negative 0.17. It's almost 2/10. This would be a half, so I might be a little bit too much. But let's see, 3.4 and 3.4, that'd be 2/10. That'd be 6.8, which is 7. So 7 away from 34 is equal to 27. So this is 27. That's 13.5 and 2.5. So by the empirical rule, that's 40, 42.5, 43. I'm going to say around 43% by the empirical rule. And let's do the calculator. Calculator is going to be negative 9999 to negative 0.17. So I'm just going to type in second, enter. And this is going to be negative 0.17. .4325. Next one is 0.35. Make sure it's positive. Is it positive? Well, that's 0.3, almost 0.4. So that's going to be, let's see, 10 into 34 would be 3, or 3.4. 3 times 3 is 9. Half of 9 is what? 4. So I'm going to say that's around, I'm going to say 10% right here. Plus 50 is 60%. So I'm going to say by the empirical rule, 0.35. The empirical rule, I'm going to estimate it at, what did I just say, 60%? And that's rough. Okay, so let's get our calculator and go from negative 9999 to 0.35. So second, enter. And that's going to be negative 999. That's going to be positive 0.35. Didn't like that positive, so let me go back and change that positive. Delete. 0.6368. 0.6368. I was a little bit off. So there's that. And then the last one is the left of negative 1.53. Negative 1.53, let's see, there's 0, 1, 2. Negative 1.53 is right in here. So negative 9999 to negative 1.53. And I'm going to do the empirical rule. 2.5 and half of, let's say 6.75, and 2.5 is 9.25. I'm going to say 9.25. I might have got my algebra. So with the empirical rule, I'd say 0.90925. I may be off a little bit on that one because I think my math may be a little bit off. All right, so that's going to be from second, enter, and that'll be negative 999.092. I mean negative 1.53. So that's going to be second, enter, negative 1.53. Enter. I got 0.0630. 0.0630. I knew that was a little bit off. Calculator. So all we got to do now is just type in our answers. 4 good test questions right there. Okay. So the first one, area to the left of negative 1423.1423 is a miracle. Next one, negative 0.17. I got 0.4325. Well done. The way you do not eat your steak. 0.35, 0.6368. Fantastic. And the last one is 0.0630.
Well done.
Say again. Okay, nobody said anything? There you go. Let's see what the other question is before y'all start hyperventilating, because I don't know what time class is over. Let's see. What time's class over? Class is over at 3:20. Oh, we got plenty of time. 7.2. Wait a minute. It's the same question. Okay, that's the same question. Okay, let me go back to that question that we had a while ago that I've never seen before. Somebody tell me which one it is. Anybody remember that question? Nobody remembers it?
It was in 7.2, I think.
It was what?
It was in 7.2, I think.
I know that. I was thinking of the last number, if y'all could remember it. Anybody write it down? 7.2. See if it's that one. Yeah. I've never seen that written like that, so I'm gonna see what they want to do, because .11. That's why I've never seen it before. I've never seen it before because I've never seen them write the complement like that before. That's the complement. Okay, this is the complement. Write that down. I didn't know that. I've never seen it written like that before. I've always seen it written with a line over it, over P. So this is what they want you to do. Z sub 11, and I've already used all my copies up. I'm going to have to use these elongated copies. I printed these off wrong. Z sub 11. Z sub 11 means, go ahead and write that area as 0.1100. You're going to subtract that from 1. And that's going to be 0.8900. And that's the area you're going to look up. So inverse norm, at least I think. Like I said, I've never seen it written like that before. And that's going to be 0.8900. And I think to the left, because it doesn't say to the right. And the answer should be 1.23. So 1.23, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. Z is equal to 1.23. 1.23 is right about there. So this is 0.8900, and this is 0.1100. Do you remember me telling you that most of the time we read from the left? Okay? That's what I thought this was, 0.1100. But this is the complement in a weird looking way they write it. That's the complement. So therefore, I got to take that away from 11, and that gives me 0.8900. Usually the complement is written like this. They usually do probability with a hat over it or a line over it, and then 0.1100, which that means the complement of P would be Q, and that would be 1 minus 0.1100. That's the way I'm used to seeing it. Okay, this is just some, maybe some Tide Pod thing. I don't know. That's a new way of writing it. I've been teaching probability and statistics for a long time, and that's the first time I've seen that before. This is the way you used to see it right here. Okay, so if you're given Z sub 1100 or 11.11, first of all, add those 2 digits because that's an area. Take it away from 1, and that's the area you're going to look up. It comes out to be 1.23. I hope. Yeah. They did get one thing right. The Z-score is supposed to be 2 decimal places. Area is not supposed to be 2 decimal places. That's another thing I don't like about this question. So you do this one. You do that one. That's what that means. .53 is going to be somewhere right in here. Put that in your handy dandy calculator. Inverse norm. .07.08. So Z is equal to 0.08. .08. Now would have got it right the first time if you wrote it like you're supposed to. All right, 7.2, 15/12. 7.2, 15/12. The z-score such that the area under the standard is to the right, R-I-G-H-T, so this might be a right, so the right side. Define the z-score at which the area should be 0.2900. 0.2900 is equal to the probability or area. So it should be 4 digits, and of course they don't put it as 4 digits. So here's the handy dandy drawing. 0.29 is to the right, so it's on this side up here. So 0.29, this is 16 right here. That's 16%. So let's see, half of 34 is 17. What is 17 plus 16? 33? So that's 33%. So we don't need 33. We need 29. We're doing an estimate by the empirical rule. So half of 17 is 8. 8 plus 16 is what? 24? We need 29, and I think 29 is going to be right in between these two. So let's see, 3.5 be 27.5. 28 is going to be right in here. So this is 0.5, 0.25. I'm going to say mine is going to be around 0.3 or 0.4. No, 0.5, that's 0.75, 0.6. That's by the empirical rule. 0.2900. Now you can do this two ways. You can either do the complement over here, which is going to be 0.7100. You can do that and do the inverse norm on the left side. Or you can do inverse norm for the right side. I don't care which one you do. I'm going to do both. So that way you'll see that you can do it. So here we go. I'm going to do second vars. Second inverse norm. And I'm going to do 0.2900, 0.2900, and I'm going to do the right-hand side. And paste and enter. 0.55338 or 0.5534. 0.553, oh, I'm sorry, this is z-score. 0.6, it's a miracle. Because if you round it to the second digit, it'd be 0.55. I'll write 0.55 too. Okay? All right, now I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to do 0.7100, but I'm going to do the left-hand side. So second vars, inverse norm, 0.7100, and I'm going to do the left. And paste. And enter. Same thing. So I get a z-score of 0.55. Aren't you glad these students sending me these questions? Yes or no? Yeah, well, we got one person that's glad that you sent questions. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's do a nerd. About 13. 7.2, 13/8. 7.2, 13/8. 7.2/13/8. Find the z-score such that the area under the standard normal curve is to the left of 0.7. Now, that don't make any sense. Okay, the area to the left is 0.57, so they want them change that to 0.5700. The area to the left is 0.5700. Somebody tell me where 50% is. Where's 50%? Come on, speak. Undo your mic and say something.
In the middle.
In the middle, right here. So therefore, 57% is going to be somewhere in here. And half of 34 is 17. Half of 17 is 8. So there is 58%. We're going to use it at 57. And that's going to be 0.5700 because it says to the left. So I think it's going to be probably, this is 1.5. I think it's going to be around 1.25. I'm sorry, 0.25. Somewhere around there. So take your handy dandy calculator Second bars, inverse norm, 0.5700, and left, and they get 0.17 or 0.18. So the answer is 0.18. So Z is equal to 0.18. This is by the empirical rule, which is a guesstimate. So your answer is 0.18. Seven point two 11.5. 7.2 11.5. 7.2 11/5. Oh Lord. Okay, this is just 3 questions. They're asking this one, they're asking this one, and then I think there's a C. All right, so here is my, they want you to go from -1 to +1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. And I can't find my, I had a ruler, but I think one of my cats knocked it off my table, and I think it's under the table somewhere. So, give me 1 second, and I'll just take, there it is. And here is +1 and -1. And they want to know what's to the right and to the left added together. Now, what can we do to save a little bit of time on this one? Can somebody simplify this? What is this? It starts with an S. Y, M. What's the word I'm looking for? S-Y-M. M.
Symmetrical.
E. T.
Symmetrical.
Thank you. These are symmetrical. If you said that before, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Symmetrical, meaning instead of adding them together, you can just find 1 and multiply it by 2. So whatever this area is here, whatever we find the area here, we're just going to multiply it by 2 because these are symmetrical. Okay, now I can go ahead and tell you right now, it's going to be 1 minus 68% by the empirical rule, because these two right here is 68%. So 100 minus, or 1 minus 0.68 is 0.32. So I know by the empirical rule that we're going to have around 0.3200. So let's go ahead and type in our negative infinity to -1 and then multiply that by 2. So, sorry. So second bars, normal CDF, -9999 to -1, and enter, and enter, and multiply that by 2. I get 0.3173. So the actual answer by the calculator is 0.3173. So let's type that in. There it is right there. All right, now y'all do this one. I'm going to let y'all do this one. Negative 1.32 to the left of negative 1.32 and to the right of 2.32. So these are not symmetrical. You're going to have to add these up because they're not symmetrical. Let me check to see. Yeah, we're going to finish this one. Some of y'all are going to self-combust. So we need to go ahead and 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. I'm going to just go ahead and draw it. You go ahead and keep working. So 1.32 is right about here. And since they're not symmetrical, I'm going to use two different colors. Anybody see Halloween Kills? Oh man, I loved it. It was great. I watched it twice. I'm going to watch it again when nobody's here. 2.32 is going to be right here. All right, here we go. This is what yours should look like. Now I'm going to do it by the empirical rule. The empirical rule here, let's see, 3 will go into 12 4 times. So each one of these is a fourth. So that's 8. 8 and 2.5. I'm going to say 0.10, 10.5, I'm sorry. 0.1050. And then over here, this isn't even 2. So I'm going to say 2%, 0.0200. I'm going to say 0.1250. Empirical rule, 0.1250. But I'm all in these tails. And when you get into the tails, it's hard to estimate. So let's go ahead and do our calculator from negative infinity to negative 1.32. So second, the bars, normal CDF, negative 9999 to negative 1.32. And I got 0.0934. 0.0934. And the green, second, bars, normal CDF. And I'm going from 2.32 to infinity. And that is 0.0102 plus 0.0934. I got 0.1036. And that's the actual calculation.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Our bell has rung,
Okay.
and some of us have sports we have to get to.
Okay. Well, since y'all communicated with me today, I'm going to extend the test and the homework to Wednesday. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You see what happens when you communicate?
Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
How do you? Okay, I have 2 questions.
Oh.
Hold on.
Flat Rock
Let me know.
3. Flat Rock 3. Flat Rock 3.
Okay.
Hey, what if that's our bus?
Then you leave, I guess. Anyway, what was
I'm
your
still
opinion on the
recording,
ending?
and I know it's impossible for some of y'all to, that we are recording, but you can actually watch class, after you leave. Go ahead. What's your question?
So, what was your opinion on the end of Halloween?
I loved it.
Really? I thought it was
I
pretty.
loved it because even though I love her as Cheryl on Archer, I can't. I don't know if that was a dream or if she actually got stabbed. I don't know.
Ooh, that's an interesting take on it. Also, when and where did you watch this? Me and Audrey think we may have been in the same location.
Oh no, I didn't. I don't go to town.
Okay.
I watched it on Peacock. I don't go to town. I don't want to get thrown in jail. I'll kill somebody if I go to town.
Understandable.
The next one.
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
Because people are rude and obnoxious, and I will knock somebody out, and then I'll have to go.
You and me both.
That's true.
Well,
You and me
Riley
both.
was screaming the whole time, so she's
Yeah.
one of those people.
Oh my God. I tell you what, the funniest thing in the world is go to a Halloween movie with a bunch of people that are really scared. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It is. Anyway, is it
All
okay
right,
if we
see
head
y'all
out now?
Wednesday.
Okay. Goodbye. Thank
Send
you.
me questions. Send me questions.